I want to start today by paying tribute to the state of Iowa. Yep, Iowa. We have a lot of reasons to be thankful for the state of Iowa. After all, Iowa did give us corn.
Anything new with corn?
Lots of corn. Iowa gave us the Kinnick Wave. How cool is the Kinnick Wave, right? The start of the fourth quarter, everyone there at Kinnick Stadium turns and waves at the kids there at the Children's Hospital. And as someone who spent 9 months with his son in a Children's Hospital, I can tell you how much any bit of interaction, any bit of care, how far that goes, how important that is. Really cool that Iowa does that. You know, Iowa also gave us Johnny Carson. For real. Who knew? The 31st president of the United States of America, Herbert Hoover, was also from the state of Iowa. Now, he did lead us into the beginning of the Great Depression, but nonetheless, still a president from Iowa. Ashton Kutcher was from Iowa. Burn! I mean, really? He dated Demi Moore, did Punk'd, that 70s show, all that good stuff. You know who else is from Iowa? The Duke.
Get down off them horses. I don't favor looking up to the likes of you.
John Wayne's from Iowa. Has there ever been a greater badass in the history of mankind than John Wayne? Even if he played one on TV and movies, there may not be a greater badass in the history of mankind than John Wayne. He came from Iowa. You might not know who Lee DeForest is, but that's okay. He invented sound on film recording. Basically, the reason you have sound in your movies is because of Lee DeForest. You know where he's from? You guessed it. Iowa. Oh, there have been plenty of innovators from Iowa. You probably don't know the name Wallace Hume Carruthers, but I bet you use nylon from Iowa. Without Iowa, we don't have nylon. So many talented people from Iowa. Tom Arnold is from Iowa. Laura Flynn Boyle is from Iowa. Darren Sproles. I didn't know Darren Sproles is from Iowa, but he is. Oh, Paul, you couldn't get me a shot of Darren Sproles in a Saints jersey? Come on. Sean Johnson, Olympic gold medalist. Sean Johnson from Iowa. Ron Livingston, better known as Peter Gibbons from Office Space.
It's not just about me and my dream of doing nothing. It's about all of us together.
Iowa. And Iowa gave us the greatest baseball movie of all time.
Hey! Is this heaven? No. It's Iowa.
And now Iowa has given us a new hero. Iowa has given us a new champion. Iowa has given us someone that we can all look up to and say, thank you, Iowa, because you have saved us. You have contributed something great to humanity, and that great person is Bruce Harold. And you may say to yourself, Matt, who's Bruce Harold? And I'll admit to you that before today, I didn't know who Bruce Harold was either. But I'll tell you this much. Bruce Harold is a great American hero. Bruce Harold is someone that deserves our respect and admiration, because it is very likely that when we have college football this season, we will point to this day and to this man and say, thank you, Bruce Harold. Thank you. Because Bruce Harold, the president of the University of Iowa, was speaking to the Board of Regents for the state of Iowa and said, quote, right now, June 1st is the date we're going to get back to practice, and here we go, end quote. Thank you, Bruce Harold, for having the balls to stand up, throw out a date, and say, we're going back, let's roll. We're on the field, who's coming with me? Because you know what? There's strength in numbers, and all it takes is one. Just like when Adam Silver pulled the plug or pushed the pause button on sports, then what happened the next day? All the dominoes fell. Every conference tournament, every sports league, everything hit the pause button indefinitely, and we have been stuck in a holding pattern now for almost 2 months as a nation. And one of the things that has people worried is, are we going to be able to get back to some semblance of normalcy? Well, you're starting to see states open up. We can now go dine on patios in Louisiana. Thank you for that great honor to all of our legislators who have basically mandated that we be imprisoned in our homes for 2 months. But now we're starting to open up, and we have a leader that's going to lead us to college football in the fall. And it is this man, this very central casting white man university president. But that's irrelevant. Bruce Harreld is a hero because it takes one. It takes one to say, I'm going to be a leader. Let's roll. And you know what's happened? Others have followed suit. President of the University of Georgia. Guy's name is Jeer Moorhead. Jeer Moorhead was doing a radio interview with WGAU on Thursday, and Jeer Moorhead was asked about these comments made by Bruce Harreld. He said, oh, okay, yeah, no, good look. Our idea is that he said, quote, we're moving forward very confidently under the assumption that we'll be able to mount a relatively normal operation in the fall, saying they expect to have players on campus in July with a, quote, normal football season with fans in the stand. It takes one. And that one comes from a majestic place with beautiful skies and green corn stalks and fields of corn and not much else. But they've given us the Kinnick Wave and Herbert Hoover and Johnny Carson and Tom Arnold and Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles from Iowa. I would have never guessed Darren Sproles from Iowa. But he is. And so is Bruce Harreld. Forgot his name. Don't care. Because you better believe this. If Bruce Harreld and Iowa are playing football, the rest of the Big Ten's playing football. And if the rest of the Big Ten is playing football, you really think the SEC is going to sit it out? Can you imagine the rest of the SEC playing football? And here in Louisiana, our governor says, no, we're not going to do that. Good luck, Hoss. Thank you, Iowa. Thank you for giving us the Duke. Thank you for giving us Ashton Kutcher and the guy that invented nylon. And a university president with enough balls to step up and say, June 1, we're back on the practice field. Let's go. Actually, the exact quote is, and here we go. Quote, direct quote from Bruce Harreld. Musso, find me a poster of Bruce Harreld that I can put on the wall in my room. I want a Bruce Harreld poster.
Okay, can do.